That's
Just all kinds of things, outdoor type things. I noticed that I can, there's just a lot more spring to my step than was there, and that's partially due to not drinking, but partially due to the avenue of being able to exercise and doing the exercise and that sort of thing that I wasn't doing before. So, and then the clarity of thought, I'm much sharper, solve problems better at work, um, more, I would say more, articulate at work, and just with people in general. And a lot of folks have noticed that I seem more clear-eyed. Um, I think, when you're drinking all the time and that sort of thing, your eyes kind of take on this fog. If not, maybe depends on how far you are along, but a lot of times they're always bloodshot. Whereas now I notice that my skin, my eyes, everything's a lot clearer. My eyes are a lot, just kind of have a shine to them, so on and so forth. So yeah, just a lot of good mental benefits and physical benefits.
Yeah, I agree. And something's coming to mind because sometimes I hear people say, especially if they go on the Sinclair method and their drinking has reduced, let's say by half, but they're still drinking a lot. They'll say, I don't really have any negative consequences to my drinking. So I'm like, it's hard to have the motivation to keep progressing forward. I hear that from time to time with people. And just hearing what you shared, it's like they're probably like, even if someone says there's no negative consequences to their drinking, maybe there's no DUI, maybe they're not blacking out and doing things, maybe they're not hurting anyone else, with their drinking, but there really are these negative consequences that perhaps maybe we're not consciously aware of. You talked about the impact on your nervous system and you're in this fog and all of that. But I think when we're in it, it's kind of hard to see how bad we feel. Like I always say, I didn't know how bad I felt when I was drinking every day until I got distance and space from it and got alcohol free days. And then I
Oh
could
yeah.
see the contrast. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Like when you were in it, did you realize how bad you felt, or is that more of like a hindsight thing? Just curious if you could speak to that a bit.
Well, I did, I guess, because I talked about earlier about when I quit for 40 days, which was, I think, in my 40s, and I started experiencing all those benefits of not drinking. Like at work, I was just like 100 times sharper and solving problems, bam, and I had noticed then all the changes. But before that, no, you really kind of get so used to how you feel that you really don't know what you're going to feel like totally without it. It's just you get used to that norm. And um, other than if I hadn't done that kind of exercise so many years before, I really wouldn't have known what would have been on the other side of this, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, makes
You know,
perfect sense.
before I did that 40 days or whatever, all those years ago, I was kind of there where I really didn't know, what it would be like, you know. I mean, alcohol lies to you, and we lie to ourselves. I mean, it kind of steers you towards that lifestyle, and then you and your mind starts making up all these excuses and rationalizing all these different things in order to keep it in your life. And
Yeah.
part of that is kind of minimizing the impacts. Oh, well, I only threw up once last night, and so what if it was outside of a restaurant? Yeah, which that didn't happen to me, but I was just kind of giving an example or whatever.
Yeah.
You kind of minimize all the bad things about it just so you can keep the status quo going.
Yeah.